Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of JQLM Radio's Community Corner with your girl, Lady J, right here on JQLM Radio, a division of E.G.O Entertainment Network. And of course, as you all know, on this show, we spotlight those who are utilizing their gifts, talents, life experiences, and things of that sort to give back or to make change or create change in their community and communities abroad. But before I introduce today's guest, of course, we must get those formalities out of the way. So if this is your first time tuning in to JQLM Radio or to the show, and you would like to share with your family, friends, and followers and all the different ways that they can tune in, this is what you would share. If you'd like to share with your family, friends, and followers on all the different ways that they can tune in to JQLM Radio, this is what you would share. You can tune in live by downloading the JQLM Radio app on your Apple or Android devices. You can also listen live via Alexa, the TuneIn app, the Simple Radio app, and a host of other platforms of which you can find on our website, where you can also listen live at egoentertainmentnet.com/JQLM-radio. Or just visit egoentertainmentnet.com and click the button right there on the home page. You can also connect with us via our website or social media at JQLM Radio. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Additionally, you can email us at jqlmradio@gmail.com. Find us under our parent company, E.G.O Entertainment Network, on social media at E.G.O ENTNET. That's E.G.O Ent.net. You can also follow us on LinkedIn at E.G.O Entertainment Network. And last but not least, make sure you like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, E.G.O TV Network. Now that we have those formalities out of the way, I want to introduce our guest. Our guest is a speaker, and she has a very unique story as well. And her name is Angelica. I think her last name is pronounced Galland. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Welcome to JQLM Radio's Community Corner.
Hi, thank you, Lady J, for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
No problem. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start with my story.
Well, first, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are and where you're from, and then what you do?
So I am currently based in San Francisco. I actually go back and forth between Southern California and Northern California. I'm currently a Soma breathwork practitioner, but I also do work with people in evolving their soul and navigating the journey for healing trauma, because there's so many different pieces of that. A lot of that has come from my own journey from healing complex trauma from childhood, which included both like sexual, physical, mental, emotional, emotional abuse, and reintegrating those parts of myself so I can come back into wholeness and feeling really connected to Source God, Creator, and to everyone else. And so my mission is to bring that back to people. I'm currently developing a new paradigm for health that's centered on wholeness, that has 7 facets attached to it, that's centered on the heart. Because there's been so much research around creating coherence in the heart and how that affects our well-being, connected to the community, connected to the earth, and connected to God, as however you see that for yourself. And so right now I'm in development with clinics and programs. I'm looking at generosity models to be able to offer that at free or low cost. I'm partnering with a project in Costa Rica, one on Hawaii, and also creating mini programs. One of the mini programs we're creating right now is for managing anxiety. And I'm offering that to a nonprofit here who has a youth team that is involved in mentoring at-risk youth who are unsheltered. And they are underserved, actually. They don't have government programs to support a certain age group of people. And so I'm friends with a woman who does that work. And so that's one of our first community projects that we're doing locally.
Okay, awesome. So,
Yeah.
can you tell everyone a little bit about what you were doing before you got involved in community work?
Oh man. I've lived multiple lifetimes. Um, I'm going to be on your I Survived Suicide fireside chat coming up in December.
Mhm,
And so, really, the story of healing begins there.
mhm,
And I was at the Air Force Academy out of high school, and just that was the first time I wanted to throw in the towel.
mhm,
Um, and 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 from there, it was just this continuous awakening. I have worked as a massage therapist, energy worker, yoga teacher, and then because of my own healing crisis through cancer,
mhm,
um, ended up having to put a pause on that. I also am a mom of two boys, so that's also a big life's work. And one's now 22 and the other's 17, so he's almost on to his own adult journey.
mhm,
And before that, I've been working a lot, like during that time as I was healing. I've done work in marketing and web design for conscious entrepreneurs, healers, coaches, and
mhm,
things like that. Also, getting a degree in psychology and learning more about my own healing journey. Went to a school, intuitive school, for 7 years, and
mhm.
I'm in an interfaith hands-on healing ministry education program as well. So.
Awesome. So, what was the turning point in your own life experience that made you say, okay, now I'm at a place where I want to take all of my good and bad experiences and turn it into a tool where I can then teach and help others?
It feels like for me, when I got to the point of really feeling at peace with everything, I kind of developed this way of kind of alchemizing the pain into peace and turning everything that happened to me as an opportunity to get closer to God, to get closer to love, to feel closer to life and more alive. And and I knew that this was something that I wanted to share. Like, it's, you get so filled up that there's nothing left to do but to pour out, and
Mhm.
that is what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So tell us about Awaken. What exactly is it, and what can people expect when they are working with you?
So Awaken is a larger project. I'm working with a group of different visionaries. One man, he's a doctor, an acupuncturist, and a chiropractor who is on Hawaii. He has also created technologies, quantum technologies for healing. I
Mhm,
also am working with another woman who is an Ayurvedic doctor in developing this kind of new paradigm for wellness. Um, the ultimate idea is to create clinics all over the world where people can receive healing, um, kind of access higher aspects of themselves, like higher states of consciousness,
mhm,
and become people of agents of change in the world, or just live a fuller, happier, peaceful life, no matter the circumstances, because we're in for kind of like a wild ride over the next few years.
mhm,
And to be able to kind of find that inner peace within oneself, I think is going to be really useful.
mhm,
The plan is to also have online programs that can be accessed from anywhere in the world, offering teachings from different angles of wellness. And my intention is to have these really accessible, like at free or low cost or scholarship. Um, if you want to work with me personally, I do energy work. I do kind of spiritual guidance, breath work, um, and it's just an amalgam of all the things that I've done. It's kind of hard to say what it is, that one thing, but it's to basically meet you where you're at and take you to your next step of growth.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so what would you say to someone who maybe has some reservations about taking the next step towards reaching out to, do some of that internal work? Because I do some of that internal work, because I think that that is very scary for a lot of people, because
Mhm.
they got comfortable in their coping, instead
Mhm.
of transitioning to the next phase. And so what advice would you give to someone that, may want to get to where you are, and but maybe scared about doing the internal work because it is painful. It's like going through surgery.
Mhm. It is
But
for
doing it
sure.
most mentally. So what would you
Yeah.
say?
So, I feel like, I did it a lot of the hard way. And when I finally realized that I didn't have to do it alone,
Mm-hmm.
is that's what made all the difference. That someone can be there to hold my hand, no matter the tiniest step that I need to take.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it can be scary, but it doesn't have to happen all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you don't have to just my invitation is to just explore. You don't need to make a commitment. Just step forward, ask questions, and find a person to support you in your journey that resonates for you, that you feel safe with. It
Mm-hmm.
could be me, it could be another person. There are 1,000 angles to be able to work through trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no one size fits all paths. It just depends on who you are and what part of it you're ready to work on. And sometimes it's just working on the story. Like I started in talk therapy, and just talking it out is sometimes the place to start. Until you start, then you have to start accessing the things that are locked in the body. There are things that are the unconscious pieces, and that's the part that can be scary. But it can be done in a way that is safe, and and in micro doses. Like, don't think you need to do it all at once.
Right.
And here's the thing that made a difference for me is my relationship with God. Whatever that is
Mm-hmm.
for you, when I bring that big space in with me, it helps me to face everything that's within myself.
Absolutely. Okay. So can you tell everyone, and we're coming down to the last minute or so of the
Yeah.
show, can you tell everyone how can they connect with you? How can they support you?
Yes, so I do have a website. It's still in the very beginning stages. It's Awaken, AWAKUN.com. I do have two breathwork sessions that are coming up December 3rd and December 7th. Those are both free. I do have a collaboration class and a series of classes coming up called Be Your Light with Vinita Prachi. She's an Ayurvedic doctor. That date is yet to be announced as she's moving to Hawaii right now. And so you can go on there and register for those classes. That's an opportunity to just get a feel for me, get a feel for the work. The breath work that I'm doing is geared towards creating more peace, and quieting the mind and stilling the body. And breath work is a great tool for you to have throughout your day. And so I think those are the main two ways to kind of connect with the work and to connect with me.
All right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being our guest
Yeah.
today. Make sure you all go check out awaken.com, connect with Angelica. You're going to see her on the Dare to Be Free conference panel. All right. So make sure that you all don't miss that coming up this December 14th. and we're going to kick off at 1 p.m. Again, thank you so much for being my guest today, Angelica.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we have come down to the last minute of the show. As always, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure that you all are checking out all of the people being featured on JQLM Radio's Community Corner. Shout out to all of our listeners across all 65 countries. We love, love, love you all so much. Until next time, you have been tuned in to JQLM Radio Community Corner with your girl, Lady J, right here on JQLM Radio, a division of E.G.O Entertainment Network.